Regan Smith.
Well, who knows? I might snag Robert here in a little bit. Hey, Robert, it's Roger. Give me a shout. See if you got available time. Later, bud. For those that are listening, that's me trying to snag somebody. We had a cancellation at the last minute.
Ooh.
Our Texas Motor Speedway PR guy.
Oh,
They have some new thing they're trying to... let's get the show started, then we can talk
Okay,
about it.
sure.
I'd like to welcome everybody to Let's Talk Racing. Oh, I gotta turn on some lights.
It's a little darker than normal.
Well, this thing does a little bit of automatic stuff too, so that's pretty cool.
Well, I'd hope so. It's HD, you know. It's supposed to be all good and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I know why. I forgot I was videoing the races, so I had a little zooming stuff going on.
I figured it was. It looks a lot closer, but it's not any closer than it normally is.
Okay. Ugh.
I wasn't ready for my close-up.
Your pretty boy clips it.
Sure.
Alright. Tell you what, it's still... I don't know, does that look right or what?
It's hard to say.
I'll tell you. Oh well.
I think it's because it's still daylight and it's usually dark out right now. So it looks different.
Okay. I'll try something. See how
Okay.
it goes.
Try something.
Yeah, I'm recording it both ways. Alright, let's try this again. I'd like to welcome everybody to Let's Talk Racing tonight. You got myself, Roger Brehm, and we have Steven Durbin.
Hello.
That's with a PH or a V?
A V.
Okay. For some reason I got a PH on one of my
Everyone
phone numbers
always
for it.
thinks it's PH first.
But that's okay. You'll get over it.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me, Eric just finally sent me back a message here.
Not a problem. For anyone who missed the races over the weekend, they had two great races actually.
Okay.
Very.
Tell you what, we can throw Eric on right now.
Okay.
And that way, because he's got a dinner with some sponsors at 7 Central, which is 8 our time.
Yeah.
So, tell you what, we'll do it now.
Call Eric.
That'll kick him. Anyway, Texas Motor Speedway. What I was going to tell you was they're having a new tailgate bash something or other, and he had to go play PR guy with all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's something they're doing apparently this weekend. Tailgate party.
Nice.
So,
wish I was there.
here I am getting ready to run off. I ain't even got the number written down.
It's okay.
That's all right. I'll get it here.
Texas is one of my favorite tracks to go to. I've been there a few times. So. A lot of different series. No. I'm trying to find the results page. We're trying to get our first guest on the show, so just bear with us here.
He originally wanted to be on the show, and then he had a change of schedule and said that if we could fit him in, and then we're just going to change our usual BS with the first 15 and put it at the last 15.
That's fine.
So, tell them everybody about what you're thinking about the truck race.
Oh, I thought the truck race was one of the best races I've ever seen in a long time. It had a little bit of everything in it. It just it's what a lot of people want to see, what they think of racing, just beating and banging on each other. But like you could tell they were having fun with it. It had a little bit of tempers flying too, as usual in Martinsville, and it had the close finish, the bump and run move Johnny Sauter made on Kyle Busch, which usually it's the other way around. So that was pretty interesting. And everybody was all fine; they were happy, and a lot of cautions too. But That tends to happen when you have short track in Martinsville. A couple hard wrecks too, and glad to see. I think it was James Busher and Jeffrey Earnhardt both okay after their wrecks, and very odd. They both hit the wall head on in turn 3. It was very weird if you saw them, but glad to see they were okay. And then they had a interesting weekend with 2 throttles getting stuck. I thought that was kind of weird.
Well, when that wreck happened, no, hold it. You talking about the truck?
I was talking about the trucks first.
Okay.
They had a stuck throttle in practice. I was going to bring up, and then Martin Truex had the stuck throttle in the race for the Cup race. And it's just you don't see that very often. And 2 in 1 weekend's kind of odd, but I guess.
Well, we got Eric McClure on the phone with us. Hello, Eric. How you doing tonight?
Oh, good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing fine.
Man. Great.
So, you have to. Well, let's do our usual thing here. A lot of people out there may not know you or have heard of you and may not know some of the things you've got going on. Go ahead and do a quick bio here so everybody knows about you and where you got to where you're at now.
Well, just, for those who don't know, we race in the Nationwide Series, the Hefty car, a new deal, number 14 with TriStar Motorsports. Just having a big time trying to be the little guy against the big Cup drivers, but having a big time.
Awesome.
How do you like being with the TriStar Motorsports as opposed to the recent one you had last year?
Well, TriStar has been a great step for our program. I think one of the biggest things is the owner, Mark Smith, has been an owner before, raced in the Cup Series back with Roy Allen Jr., among others, and he's just a racer. And I think in my situation, to bring our program there, I have an opportunity to be with somebody that's been around a long time that knows what you need to do to race, as well as being aligned with Jeff Green and Mike Bliss as teammates. And I think that's a big thing for me personally, because there's been times over the last several that I've run pretty well. Some races I've struggled in others. It's an opportunity for me to lean on some guys that know how to go fast, knows what it takes to run at the top end, and as a result, you see our program picking up every week, and we're solidly competing for top 20s, top 15s every week, and certainly a high point for me thus far in my career.
Cool. So now, I'm glad to see that Hefty came with you with the change, because I've known they've been a good sponsor of yours for probably going on, about 5 years now?
Yeah, it's their 5th full-time season. It seems like it was just yesterday they signed on, so they've stuck by us.
That's good to hear. Very good to hear.
That's really cool. Go ahead and keep talking about it. I think this is our other guest coming.
Oh, okay. What did you think of the Martinsville races there, Eric?
I only got to see bits and pieces of the race. Unfortunately, I decided to delve into car ownership myself this year, and we raced a car at Lonesome Pine on Saturday night and destroyed it. So I spent most of Sunday at the shop mat. But I did get to see a little bit of the race. I think it was a great race. Martinsville is always known for exciting racing. It's the type of racing we all grew up on. I mean, there's no major crashes other than the what you saw with Martin.
Yeah, it's about as worse as it gets there.
A lot of beating and banging. So I think it was a great race. I was surprised to see how bad that accident was. These cars are very safe, and that's a great thing. But it's amazing that you go to tracks that are that small and that slow, per se, and you see some of the craziest crashes. I think the worst one I'd ever been in was at Memphis, and that was the slowest track the Nationwide Series raced on. So certainly glad that those guys are okay, and I think that's what everybody's talking about.
Pretty much. What you got going on the rest of the year? Y'all going to run all the Nationwide races full time?
We are. We're committed to run the full schedule, which is exciting. Hopefully we don't run into any speed bumps along the way. But in the meantime, we're just out shaking the trees, looking for some sponsorship for ourselves, as well as Mike Bliss's number 19 car. It's an exciting time for us. We're always for me, I think it's such a challenge to find sponsors, especially in the economy that we're in today. And we've always prided ourselves on the fact that we can get a program like we have with Hefty, make it successful for them off the racetrack, which allows us to compete on the racetrack. So I think for me, it'll be a tale of wearing 2 hats, trying to get better on the racetrack every week, personally from a competition standpoint, but at the same time trying to see if we can't get some deals away from other people or find new deals and make our program bigger. So it's never too early to start looking for 2012, and hopefully we can survive the storm like everybody else is and continue to grow.
Exactly. The thing Saturday night you did, that's just something you do on the side whenever you have free time, or?
Well, it is. I mean, our situation, I've learned over the years, I have a lot of success as a driver at Lonesome Pine. I think it's a great racetrack that, a lot of people don't know about or understand the history of the place. But a couple of years back, I always felt like I needed to fill the car there to support the track. That track was such an integral part of my development. But I've also learned over the years that, racing is all about opportunity. You guys know as well as I do that there are thousands of drivers in various divisions across the country.
Oh, yeah.
Some may be the next Jeff Gordon or Timmy Johnson, but they'll never get the opportunity because everything is all about funding and sponsorship. And you see it, everything from the local level all the way, maybe magnified a little bit to the Trucks Nationwide series where you're required to bring sponsorship to get an opportunity. So, what our partners and I wanted to do, we wanted to go along with Hefty and find a young man or a lady, give them the opportunity, someone that had driven before but wasn't going to have the opportunity to advance, and get them in a fully funded ride at the local level. Teach them about racing, get them some experience in the car, as well as kind of guide them in everything that you have to do off the racetrack, from selling sponsorships to selling yourselves, things like that. And it's just something we started this year. And it was a lot of fun the first race until the car ended up on its roof. So I don't think that we really anticipated. But the consolation was our driver, Cody McMahon from Chilhowie, where I'm from, he was at least going for second place when that happened. So we were really proud of him. And I guess the car owner standpoint, we've got to fix it. And I certainly have a lot more respect for the people that own these cars and race these cars every week.
Oh, goodness. Hopefully they had some advertisement on the bottom of the car. But you seriously, I've seen some guys do it.
Yeah, I've seen it too.
I've seen some guys roll over and, oh my gosh, there's some advertising on the bottom of the car just in case. Hey, Eric, when Bobby Gobble last year, he was racing, we had the Let's Talk Racing logo on the back of his Legends car. We actually had it on upside down, just in case.
Well, with Bobby, I know Bobby really well, so I think it's probably not a bad advertising move right there. Because Bobby, he's an aggressor. I don't think he knows what the brake pedal is, so it may not always be pretty, but he'll be after it.
Oh yes, exactly. Oh yes. We've talked many times. Oh gosh, and I know you've known him for a long while, so it's always fun to listen to some of his stuff, though. So what's still in the future for you here with the TriStar?
I don't know. I really think for the first time in the 5 years I've done this, regularly, I've been able to sit back and enjoy it and just worry about the racing stuff. I'm excited to get to the next race. I think for us it's just to ride this opportunity with TriStar as long as we can. Like I said, they're racers. We're surrounded by great people, and it's an organization that I personally would love to be with for a while. So, for me, it's try to find sponsorship to continue or race well enough to have that opportunity should the extra sponsorship, not materialize. So for us, it's just to continue to see how I can help those guys grow and how they can help me get better. I mean, we're racing 2 cars every week. We have a third car that we race part-time. So it's an exciting time because you're trying to do so much, without the corporate sponsorship. And we are racing against the biggest guys out there. But you have, Mike Bliss is running very well. We're running a lot better, and, probably feel like we're carrying the torch a little bit for this small team. So even though we have 3 cars, we still consider ourselves a small team, and it's something that's motivating and it makes you excited to come to the racetrack, excited to look forward to what's in store in the future. So I guess for me, I'm just having a good time and trying to figure out what the next step is, and whatever role I can help them with, I'll be more than glad to do it.
Now, Nationwide's are they in Texas also this week?
Yes.
Texas, absolutely. Texas. Texas is a great place. We're night racing this week, which is a little bit different for us here. We're looking forward to it. On the way right now, I guess one of the things that that we get to do is do all these appearances and meet and greets, and we just left 2 appearances. We're headed to Fort Worth, downtown, to have dinner with the team and some of our sponsor folks. So even when we're not racing, we're out trying to build relationships and get things done. So
cool.
Texas, everything's a little bigger here, it looks like.
How's all your little ones doing?
Oh man, that's great. I tell you what, I've never enjoyed something so much as I have the little girls we have at home. We've got 4 years old, 2 years old, and 8 months, and it seems like they're all into something different. And they actually broke my hand about 3 weeks ago. We were through the house playing this little game, and I fell and broke some stuff. So they're already beating me up. But we have a lot of fun with them, and it's fun watching them grow up. They get to come with me next week, so that'll be their first race of the year, and we're really excited about that.
Hang on a second, Terry.
Okay.
But okay. Well, anyway, I know we're going to probably run into you at Richmond. We got one of the other guys we know, Nationwide's already invited us to come out there and be with them. So I'll make sure we definitely come by and introduce the other 2 guys to you, since I don't know if you've ever met them or not.
That'd be great. We'd love to have you. Richmond's a fun place, and we're glad you guys get to participate. Definitely love to have you come by, hang out with us, bring some sponsorship if you'd like. I'm sure you're rolling in it, so just send it our way.
I must have missed that part. I missed that check somewhere. It must be in the mail someplace, I tell you.
There you go. We're looking forward to it. That's always a fun race, and we got to race the new car there last year. Had a good time. We were really competitive, so for me, I'm looking forward to getting back there racing kind of close to home.
Yeah.
It's just good old Friday night, Saturday night racing that we all grew up on. So hopefully that'll be good for the fans.
Yeah, and I was at both races last year, and the new car seemed to, I thought, made the races a little better at Richmond. They're always good anyways, but just there's something about it that makes them a little, I don't know what to call it. They're more competitive, I guess.
I think you're right. We were always concerned, especially in a transition, because it's an expensive transition, and you see these guys, the Cup guys have a lot of time on this, their organization. But, it seems that it's bunched the fields up really well. I think outside of the first 2 or 3 guys this year in our series, everybody's kind of together. And
yeah.
We saw that first race at Richmond last year, or the second race, which was our first or second race in the new car. And everybody was just on top of each other. And I think, the top 35, 36 cars were within 1 or 2 laps of the leader. So it was a great race for the Nationwide Series, and something that I guess kind of turned the light on that maybe this thing would work. And
exactly.
Looks like NASCAR got it right, and it'll be fun to come back to a place that we've been at before in these things and see if we can improve a little bit.
Cool. All right, did you get?
Not yet. We're
Okay.
talking about Richmond.
Let's go ahead and let you thank your sponsors. I don't want to keep you too long because I know you got to hurry up and get ready to go do your little fun stuff there with your sponsors.
Oh yeah,
Roger, I appreciate you having me back on. Thank you very much.
Hang on, Terry. Hang on, Terry. Let Eric finish. Go ahead, Eric. Sorry about that. We had Terry Carson from Carson Racing. He was sitting off to the side there listening.
Oh, okay. See him making him wait there. But no, it's just good. We're really pleased to have Hefty and Reynolds, the Reynolds Wrap brand, which is our new partner. They make our world go round. We've got a lot of deals here and there that we're really proud of, a lot of regional deals. But primarily, we're proud to represent the arms of the brand. And it's been a long and great relationship, and we hope that people continue to support the Hefty and their waste bag division at their local retailer, and we'll be back next year if that's the case. So looking forward to the rest of the year and having a little bit of fun, and seeing if we can't win a late model race or 2.
All right,
go for it.
All right, we'll talk to you later then.
All right, guys, thanks for having me.
All right,
have a good one.
Thanks for being on.
Okay.
Okay, Terry, you're all out. We're all yours.
Thanks, Roger. I appreciate that. I didn't mean to cut the guy off. It sounded like he was interesting, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Eric's been running Nationwide with Hefty for 5 years. He was running before then as well. And they've got a new thing they're doing out at one of the Lonesome Pine, I think it was, with the late models.
Yeah.
Doing some
owner stuff.
Doing some neat stuff.
Well, I know his name, and I'm glad that I didn't cut him off there. I was trying.
I know you're just anxious and ready to roll.
I'm excited that we had a great weekend in the racing. I would say good and bad. You know, racing is up and down. Tom Gregormore, who drives the Carson Racing sprint car. We raced down in Paris this weekend. It's rained us out a couple weekends in a row. Of course, everybody was a little, it's about the first time I've been able to race out here in California in the dirt car. And we had a Pix engine, 875 horsepower. We had plenty of power, but a really smooth setup on the car. Went in the heat races, and Tom went up there with Carson Racing, and it's called the Effect Race to Recovery. We do the recovery for the church, recovery church. And he went out there and qualified in the heat races, the top 5 twice, and then
awesome.
main event, he got all his confidence back with such a good car and power, and the Pix engine was just a fabulous engine, and he went up in the middle real quickly. Keep in mind, in 2008 he was a rookie, and then he was out for a year. They didn't have the sponsorship, and they came back.
Yeah.
You know, his career has been up and down, but he's an excellent driver. He got up to the top. They had the last lap. They were like all in the top 10, all going for the win. You know, that sprint car business is there.
Oh yeah, they go all out all the time.
Banging over each other. They're not made to take hits like the stock cars are.
Yeah.
One went below him, one went above him in the last lap, and came out of the mess and finished the 11th, which is really good with all those cars.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of heat. They almost got into a fight, all of them out there, but they all walked away as gentlemen, which I'm appreciative. Especially, I'm glad my guy's the biggest one of the bunch. Better not mess with him.
I have noticed sprint car drivers are more understanding than most because they know how hard
they're more forgiving. That's in NASCAR. They all be fighting out there.
Yeah, they're just having fun out there sliding around in the dirt.
Yeah, they're going 130 in that dirt, and they were taking 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's
like
nuts.
I said before, I wouldn't drive a sprint car. I loved watching that.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous.
Crystal Ann Kramer, you know, she drives our sprint car in Victorville, California. Pretty girls just turned 20, you know. And she's worried about her age at 20, you know, crazy, gorgeous girl. And she had car problems. She was leading the race, and then her car, her own personal car, she was racing. But we've got really big plans for her this year. The Porsche has been put together with high precision out of Santa Ana, California. I've got 2 drivers on there. Kurt Crosby from North Carolina, Charlotte. He's going to be driving it part of the time, and Crystal Kramer, of course, running. We're trying to get them the SCCA road courses approved so we can go to NASCAR and go ahead and run these, and maybe hopefully get out and not go the K&M route. Maybe run the short tracks with the Nationwide series or the one with the Cup cars, because the money is just not there for it this year in the smaller events, and these people are really good drivers. They just need the opportunity, and they'll both be running late models as well.
I tell you what, if we took the national debt, we could probably fund all these really good drivers.
I know.
Make a whole other series.
Make about 10 other series. What are you talking about? God, I mean, you always got at least one person at each track out there that is a standout in one division or another.
Yep.
And
there's a lot of tracks.
And you're talking what? There's 1,000 NASCAR tracks across the country, approximately, and there are just so many racers out there, and a lot of them are doing good and doing it with little help.
Yeah.
Well, I've got something we're working on that's really I'll be sharing in a minute. I wanted to tell you that Boris said, which we had on your program last. Yeah. Our driver runs we got the Sonoma car, and we got a secret weapon for that car. I can't even tell you, but you know, I know. But
well, Boris is the secret weapon. What are you talking about? Come on.
We got Boris with a secret weapon under the wheel too. That car, he's going to have 100 to 150% car, a brand new car for Sonoma, California.
Wow. And
I'm not allowed to gamble, but I'm living in Vegas. I'm tempted to go there, you know, because I won't be allowed to. But I would bet on, of course, I tell you. He's got a 100% car, and he's a 100% driver, and we should really kick it. Everybody from Carson Racing is going to Sonoma. The whole crew, all our reps, everybody's going to meet up there. We're going to have a big party up there as well.
Nice.
It'll be the checkered flag at the end, so we're looking forward to that. We still need sponsorship for Boris's other cars. We've got 6 cars built and no sponsors for some of the smaller races. We really would like to get something on him. He's such a great driver, and he's so good to people. He did that K1 for all these recovery things we do, and people who have paralyzed diseases. He's a great guy. We just need a sponsor for him to finish out the season. We're going to do all the road races. They're sponsored, but we could always use some help. What I wanted to talk about today that you invited me to talk, I'm so excited about, Carson Racer Magazine, which may help amateur to pro get sponsored. We are coming out with our magazine. It'll be April the 15th. It's an internet racer magazine. It's for racers.
Okay.
Cool.
And it's so cool because the people that put this together, I had the idea like 10 years ago with rodeo stuff, but this today now you can do, and this magazine is international as well. We have hooked up with some really people like yourself, and people who have internet and TV and radio shows, hooked up with people who have magazines like ours in other industries. And it's coming out. It'll be April 15th. It's free. Doesn't cost anybody anything. It's on the internet. And you can put your own team, your own car. That you have to pay something just for putting it on there. But
yeah,
it's free to the public to pick up and look at your team, your car, your video, under 30-second videos of exciting things in your car. And since it's racers, we have motorcycles in there. We've got one motorcycle guy. We have off-road. We have SCCA. We even have racing sailboats from California out here in Dana Point.
I wouldn't know who got those in there.
I don't know. It's a cool boat. The team was totally cool. And I have to say California, it's totally cool. A few good-looking girls on that boat, too.
I'm sure.
I mean, how can you do much racing if you're busy looking at the pretty girls?
Well, pretty girls go with racers, you know that.
Oh, yeah.
We do. I love the sport of racing, but I got to tell you, with two girl owners, we've got models in this magazine. We've got a model of the month. Watch out, we're the racers that like it all. We like to do the whole thing. And with girl owners, we picked up 3 internet national women that are coming aboard. And I got to plug them because they're really putting us out all over the world. Dale Little, she's from Washington, D.C. She owns, with 2 other girls, principals of our company. It's called Business Strategies at Work.
Cool.
And Sherry Sweetum from UK, and Lisa Turner from Australia. These 3 women have hooked up, and they have really gone to work with Carson Racing. So when you come on Carson Racing Magazine, and you got a late model, you got a young girl driver, or a mixed person, African American or white or whatever, you can promote your driver and your experience on Carson Racing Magazine, and you're going to be looked at by more people than you could if you went and hired an agency. And so this is what we're looking at. We're looking at people get their name out in front once in their life instead of staying in the background. If you could try out for racing, like football or baseball, we'd have something, but you've got to have a car. You've got to get your name out there somehow to make yourself the big frog in the large pond.
Yeah, I've tried to work with a couple of guys trying to get set up and do some nationwide racing, and a lot of the people, unless you already got cars in place, they're not even going to come looking at you. And the bad part is then, in order to be able to facilitate having cars, you actually have to do rental rides for the races, and you're not always going to have your best quality stuff.
You're exactly right. And see, I think your show promotes what I'm trying to do with the magazine in even a better way, because real racers are on your show. They're listening to the late model. They're listening to what it is to get a Craftsman truck. And we're, rent a car to race. And we've done that all along, but it's really expensive. You own the car, that's expensive too. But you're trying to get started, and you got to go get a secondary or third day car. You're lucky to even qualify.
Yep.
Put the points away there in NASCAR.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
that's pretty much all I've got today. But I wanted to really comment on this company. It's Dale Little and Sharon Sweetman and Lisa Turner, and of course my daughters Tanya and Kristen, and my people that have been with me since we started. They've really taken the bumps, but they've really come through, and I'm proud of every one of them.
cool.
Margot, Margil, and Aaron that does our Photoshop and our magazine is all done in-house. Everything we do is in-house.
That's awesome.
Now it's going to be CarsonRacingMagazine.com, right?
No, it's Carson Racer.
Carson Racer.
Racer Magazine.
Aha. Might be why I can't find it.
It's going to come out the 15th, but you remember with Internet Magazine, it's throughout till May 15th, and it stays. So They come in late. Like I learned in advertising years ago, when I'm bored with it, they just started seeing it. So you can come aboard anytime. Yeah, we're going to be there. It'll be on there. But you can go to CarsonRacing.com. Go to my name, Terry Carson. You go to my daughter's, Kristen Carson. You can pull up the internet there, and we'll find you, and we'll put you on there. And, of course, we're also doing a blanket coverage with this big company.
I'll definitely check that out. I'm kind of in that same boat. So
yeah, we've been trying to get him funded in some truck racing, almost any racing nowadays.
Anything now, whatever.
We're glad you guys are going to come and be on our magazine too. We're looking forward to it. Hope you got some footage to send in there besides me.
We'll see what we can do.
Oh, I got lots of footage. Let me tell you. I just spent the whole weekend in Martinsville.
Oh man, I love Martinsville. What a crazy place that is.
The good old paperclip. I love it.
Yeah, it is.
And it was really strange. I was heading out to the parking lot for a little bit during the Cup race. Just as I was going under the tunnel, right up above me is when they had that big crash.
The Truex one?
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. I sat there. I went into one side of the tunnel. I was hearing all the noise come out the other side of the tunnel. I said, "Why is it so quiet? You know what happened?" And I take a turn around, look up at the big screen, and they were replaying showing it crash. And I was looking over, and noticed the flames coming up over the wall. I was okay.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it's been more exciting this so far this season.
They've
been pretty darn exciting.
They've been more aggressive, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, I was getting a little bit of not burnt out because I know Rick Hendrick works really hard and all these guys, but I was kind of getting burnt out all the big dry teams only. But boy, it seems pretty competitive this year. Looks like everybody's got a shot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Kevin Harvick may have got some against fans now since he snagged that one away from Junior.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, well, me, I'm a Junior fan. Boy, I like Kevin Harvick too, but I didn't want to see that Junior lose.
Oh, I was so disappointed, but he didn't bump him out of the way, and Junior fought for it, trying to get it back. So
yeah,
it's okay.
Now, if it had been his dad, Harvick would have had to send that car into the wall.
Yeah, he would, because I know one thing. I'd never forget Harry Hyde just screaming at Jeff Bodine. He said, "You never let a professional driver like that get under you, Jeff." Riverside, California. Harry just screaming at Jeff Bodine, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we had Jeff on here a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I love Jeff Bodine. He was our first driver, and I loved him, man. He was great. You know, I used to do the Hollywood thing. I used to make him go down. We met Sonny Bono down at Bono's when he and Cher split up. We go in there, and I couldn't imagine we're sitting there eating with Sonny Bono because I'd been a kid watching him and Cher on TV, you know.
That's awesome.
Cool.
He's
a really nice guy. I mean, I hate to see him.
Oh, sorry. We're getting another call that kind of cuts out, but let's see. So hold on a second. Did you guys see the truck race at all? Since we're talking about Martinsville.
I didn't get to. I heard it was really good, though.
Oh yeah, it definitely what everyone wants in a race. A lot of beating and banging, a few tippers flaring. Had one or two hard wrecks, but they had a close finish with the bump and run. And Johnny Sauter did it to Kyle Busch, which is, you know, a little backwards, but it worked.
Kyle Busch would get Johnny Sauter, I know.
Yeah.
you know, I'm Vegas, so you know we love Busch guys out here.
Oh yeah, I'm a Kyle Busch fan myself, so.
Oh yeah.
I like how how aggressive he is, and that he can back it up. He can just drive the wheels off the car. And
he can, and
yeah.
I told you Jeff Turner told me when him and Brian Vickers doing research and development for Hendrick, he went out and he said, "I want you to meet Brian Vickers. He's going to be a great driver." His name about Vickers, but not like he did Kyle. He said this kid's unbelievable.
Yeah, and he's right. I saw him getting an off-road truck, and I forget what show it was. Something on TV they had, and they showed Kyle get in a truck. Never took like one lap around just to get the feel for the truck, and then they let him go, and he run like had one of the top 3 times out of everybody there.
Are we on the air right this minute?
Yes.
Okay. I have an off-road big-time champion going to be on that magazine.
Okay.
It's a she.
Nice.
And she did the photo shoot, and our articles are going to be stories on the people that they want to tell, not just wins and losses and all.
Yeah.
The 4-time champion off-road series, their cars, their trucks, right about it. He races with Robbie Gordon and all of them out here, and she's from California.
That's awesome.
My daughters did the photo shoot this week. Her name, but I'm not allowed to yet. Again, everything for this magazine is building up to be our first. You know, when you have an opening of something new, you want some excitement to come in. And
exactly.
Of course, I'm sure you know who it is, but it's been exciting because I went and met with the whole family, and all of them are winners. Her husband is a champion. She's a champion. Her daddy, her father-in-law was a champion, a friend of mine.
Yeah, it's just in the family then.
And they, you know, she doesn't have. She's beat a lot of guys. And you know, it's this girl angle that we have with these. We have women drivers, and we have all the marketing people, just about women, except for Chris. And I kid him sometimes. I think he has this. I tell him I kid him. He's got this side that Chris Cargill. He writes. He's got that drama thing going on. And he's from Texas.
No, you think
What's wrong with Texas?
No drama in Texas? Come on now.
I bust his chops. I just mess with him. He's my best writer. So funny. I'm always picking on him, but he's really a good writer. And then we have, we have the no talker, Aaron, who does all the internet work. He owns the Sec Marketing, and I can put him on radio. He wouldn't even talk to you. He would just send you emails. Really a group. I'll tell you, they're funny.
One of them one-sided conversation time.
Yeah, I mean, you talk to Aaron, like a few minutes later, he might chase you back on it or not. It's so funny. And he's a graphic artist. That's even worse. He's got that artsy side. And, I'm the only redneck in the whole group.
Nothing wrong with that.
What, you mean there's not any rednecks in California other than you? Come on now.
I'm about the only one in my group, my team. They're all Chris is from Texas, but he like I said, he's got that artsy side. I don't know. Easy day, we got to have them all.
That's right.
Oh gosh. So, all right, everybody, we need to make sure they know about. You got CarsonRacerMagazine.com, which will be starting up on April the 15th.
Yes.
Right, and they can send if they want to advertise their team right now, they can send it in. I'm going to put Chris on for just a second. Tell them the email address they can send it to. Hold on, here's Chris.
All right.
Texas drama man.
Daniel, make sure you're listening to this.
How you doing?
Yeah.
We're doing good. How you doing,
Doing good, Chris.
Good. There's 2 email addresses you can use.
Okay.
One is carson.terry@yahoo.com.
Okay.
Well, that's about right. He's a Yahoo.
That is the truth. I pick on him like none other. He picks on me, but I give him a good run for his money.
Give it right back.
There you go. And the other one?
That would be Chris, C-H-R-I-S, Cargill, C-A-R-G-I-L-L, L-B, as in Laguna Beach, yahoo.com.
So you're also at yahoo.com.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Yes, I am a Yahoo, so don't even go there, Rod.
No, why would you deprive me of that little thing? You got 2 Yahoos on now, okay?
That's all right. We're all Yahoos.
All right, well, let's go ahead and let you guys get off. We got Daniel Alvarez on the line here also. He's listening because he'll probably be shooting you an email too with his information. Right, Daniel?
All right.
Thanks, Daniel. You're awesome. Carson Racing already loves you.
Oh, good to know.
Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and let you guys go. Does Terry got anything more else he wants to throw out there, or?
Okay. He didn't get stage fright. I guess he is a Hollywood guy.
That's all right.
All right. Anything else for us, Terry? And we'll go ahead and let you go back to having your.
Everybody comes to these traditional sprint car races in Paris and Victorville out here in California. I know they race all over the country. And we see plates from all the way out in Indiana and North and South Dakota.
Oh yeah.
Amazed at the plates that the people from all over traditional sprint purist, I call them. And then it's World Outlaws. We don't have one of those yet, but I'd like to have one of those too. Run out there in Charlotte. We got the drivers there from all over the country, Washington State. Oh, one girl, I forgot the new girl driver, SCCA. I'm gonna put Chris back on real quick.
Okay. Sorry about that, Daniel.
We got this great driver out of Oregon, Leah Walters of Walter Racing. She is driving. She got her SCCA license, and she's training to be our SCCA driver with our Porsche.
Ah,
Nice.
Now, Leah Walters out of Oregon. Look up Walter Racing.
Already. Will do.
All right, I'll have to check that out then.
16 years old. She's in high school. These kids start young. So cool.
That's what you got to do now.
Oh God, friend of ours, Greg Galding. He's 13 years old. Jeez, Kevin Harvick just signed him to a 5-year contract.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's good for him.
Well, I'll give you back to Terry, and Roger, good to speak with you, buddy.
All right, and we'll talk to you later.
Well, Roger, I'll get off your line there and let's get somebody. But thank you very much for the time today, and we look forward to having you on our new magazine. We're excited about having you and your team with us.
Cool. All right, well, you have a nice, safe night, and don't have too much fun on our account.
Well, today's my birthday.
That's right, I forgot to wish you a happy birthday. Damn. I was sitting there, I knew about it. I even posted it to you yesterday, I think, on your page.
My dog and I have the same birthday. My brother says I lie about it because I can't remember my birthday. I gave my dog the same birthday.
Oh, goodness. The girl's going to take you out someplace nice?
No, I'm on my boat right now. I'm calling you from the sailboat, and I was going to take an evening sail here. And my girlfriend's out of town, so in Bakersfield, California. So I'm going to kind of loan it up. My girls wanted to come over there, but I think I'm going to stay around the boat tonight. We'll do something this weekend when she gets to town.
There you go. Yeah. Well, just kick back and relax and just do whatever you want to do.
Well, thank you very much, Roger. And we'll have some surprises on that magazine. Make sure your people, they really like some of the new things we're doing. We have a mascot, by the way, too.
Uh-oh. I'm afraid to ask.
I'll definitely check it out.
All right, Terry. You have yourself a good night, then, and happy birthday once again.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, hello, Daniel Alvarez on the line with us now.
Hey, man. How y'all doing?
Oh, going crazy.
Great,
can't you tell? Oh, okay. For those that don't know anything about you that are watching / listening, go ahead and do a little bit of a bio about yourself, how you got into racing, what you're into now, and where you're looking to go.
Well, I'm Daniel Hammer Alvarez. That's my nickname. Everybody calls me Hammer. I got it when I was little for being a hardhead, and they called me Hammerhead, and it just kind of got shortened to Hammer.
Uh-oh.
I just turned 19 years old, and I'm from Capital, South Carolina. It's one of the smallest towns in South Carolina. It's really small. But I race dirt-track 4-cylinders all over the upstate of South Carolina, and I'll be running some tracks in southern North Carolina this year. And we're excited to do that and try to win some races. Superstock 4s, we run the 4-cylinder Mustang, fully built engine, they're really fast and really competitive. There's a lot of those cars out there that run. And we're looking to try to move into some late model rides this year and next year, and to get out of the 4-cylinder stuff and do a little bigger race.
Cool.
Year. That's pretty much all we're doing right now is the 4-cylinder racing and doing a few other things and doing some media stuff, trying to get our name out there and get some sponsors like everybody else is talking about. And
yep.
Make it big in racing.
So for right now, your short range goals are trying to get up into doing some 8-cylinder racing around the late models, and you trying to get it on dirt, or you want to try to get it into asphalt?
Either one. I would love to race asphalt, but I'm pretty big into dirt right now, and I'd love to race a crate late model on dirt. That's what the goal is for right now, or super late model on dirt. We're going to try to work a deal out with that and get us a car and start running that here soon.
There you go. Let's see here. Now, people can find you on Facebook. Do you also have a website also?
Yeah, we just got our website up this week. It's DanielAlvarezRacing.com. We also have fan page, like you said, Nationwide Racing on Facebook. So everybody listening, just check us out on Facebook, like our page, and see what we got going on. We got some cool pictures up there, and got a lot of cool stuff going on.
Awesome.
Cool beans. Oops, clicked on the wrong doggone one. Facebook is getting so screwy. I was getting ready, just to bring you up and
Click the wrong thing.
and just trying to get to the right place here.
It's user error.
Well, hey, I'm just quicker than the screen is. It wants to expand after I've already clicked. What can I say? But anyway, by the way, in Facebook, you can personalize your page, right?
I got my stuff on there.
As far as what?
Your regular, your regular personal page you have. You can go in and have facebook.com/Daniel.Alvarez or Daniel Hammer Alvarez, something like that. And you can personalize that too.
I could do that.
I didn't know that.
But, we're doing stuff, and also I want to talk about that I got on into a program. I know y'all had Anthony Perez on the show, and he's on this year.
Yep.
Race 101 with Tony Blanchard and Anna Marie Strawhan and Adam Ross. And I'm going to come on here and talk a little bit about that too.
Okay.
It's an awesome thing, and what it is, it's a driver development program / racing school deal. And Tony Blanchard has been around racing for a long time. He's done a lot of asphalt racing. He's worked with a lot of great drivers. He's won a bunch of races, and 2 years ago he started this school called Race 101. And what he started it for was to have an opportunity to give young racers all around the country, the opportunity to learn a lot from him and our PR people, Anna and Adam, and give us a real shot at racing that we usually wouldn't have, because the program has totally changed my goals in racing and what I want to reach and what's obtainable. And it made it, a career in racing was kind of just a dream until I got into Race 101 thing, because I didn't know how to get there. And the tools that they give us at Race 101, it's all right there. It's just sitting there waiting for us, and all we have to do is go get it. And it's easy. It's not that hard. Just teach things that really should be common sense with the PR, and Tony teaches you so much about your race car. I know that we've ran 2 races this season, and just things that I've learned in the Race 101 program and applied them to my car from Tony. Our car went from pushing to the wall and driving like a bulldozer to I could hit the bottom and pass anybody last Saturday, and we were probably the fastest car at the racetrack in our division. And we just learn a lot of things and get to meet a lot of cool people, all the right people. We go to Denver, North Carolina, to our shop in Race 101, do a lot of in-class meetings. We do that a couple times a year. And we do a lot of online classes every week, so everybody stays up to date on what's going on. And we do lessons about, Tony does lessons about the car, and then Anna do a lot of stuff about the PR. And we learn a lot about the PR and how to get our names out there and what sponsors are looking for and how to market ourselves with that. And I want to tell everybody who's listening, if you know anybody who's a young racer and wants to get out there and do well and learn a lot of things that, I could spend a whole life in racing. I learned some of the things that I've learned in just 3 months being in this program.
Yeah.
Offer scholarships to the students, so it's not expensive. You don't have to pay, $20,000 to get to do it. You get to go drive our house car and test the late model at Hickory, North Carolina, and get some experience and coaching from Tony there. And they're always so supportive, and the teachers are always so supportive. Anna and Tony and Adam, they're always there, 24/7. If you have a question or you need some advice or want them to proofread something for you, it's an awesome thing. If there's anybody out there who's serious about racing and wants to further their career, they're young, Race 101 is an awesome thing. There's nothing else out there like it.
Cool. Yeah, that's always nice to have somebody that's going to be able to give you some help. It's definitely working on the cars, and like Anna is trying to help you gather PR, and definitely get that out. And a lot of them are reaching out to us, which we don't mind, because we love trying to help promote the small guy.
Oh yeah.
That's basically what this whole thing started out to be, and as we've grown and everything else, just like anybody else, you start making more and more contacts, and so we try to get guys on here every once in a while to mix in with the small guys, and sometimes we actually get the 2 of them on together.
Yeah, y'all do a great job. I listen to your show a couple times whenever I get a chance to. Y'all have some great guests on and talk a lot about a lot of cool stuff that's going on that nobody else talks about.
Yeah, we pull some wild stuff out of our butts, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, never.
One of my friends out there that's helping some other racing friends. She's an astrologist, and she is heavy into that stuff, and she works with a lot of the teams out there, and all I can say, you would be surprised how many of the teams are into that stuff. And I'm not talking local teams. I'm talking cup teams, nationwide, and truck guys.
Yes.
So.
Something new all the time.
I mean, hey, whatever helps.
Use whatever you can.
That's it. Whatever helps, you know. It's gonna help me. I want to do it.
Yeah, you got some interesting. I was happening to bring up one of your pictures here on your Facebook page. I love that profile pic where you have a big, huge manifold and intake
The
on
Camaro.
that red Camaro, SS Camaro. Holy Christ!
Yeah, that's a picture. It's got two superchargers on that car. I remember that car. That was
Jesus.
when we went to the that really big car show they had at Charlotte Motor Speedway every year, where they fill the whole infield full of collector cars
Uh-huh.
and that stuff. And that was probably the coolest car I've seen there. Next to I like all the high dollar cars. You know, they had like Bugatti Veyrons and all the new Corvettes and things just on display there. But I thought that was pretty wild. That guy had that. With those two superchargers on there, that was crazy.
Definitely don't see that very often.
Yeah, I tell you, I'd hate to see what the what's that get 5 gallons to the inch?
Probably so.
Kick that.
Don't gas with the man there. I wanted to hear it run, but we had to leave before they were leaving the track, so we didn't get to hear it.
Oh gosh.
Oh well.
He probably has a spare electric engine in the car just in the back, just so he doesn't have to run that sucker much. But anywho, so have you been able to develop more with your PR side from Anna? Get some newer sponsors in so that you can get into the late models?
We're working on getting some sponsor stuff and getting our name out there and becoming marketable. And we've learned a lot. One thing we got to do with Race on a program, not everybody got to go because it was kind of short notice, but we went to a called the CPR Summit. And it was at the NASCAR Hall of Fame in January. And it was put on by a woman named Kimberly Brannick, and she's Jeff Gordon's PR person and has been since he started in NASCAR. And they had for anybody out there, that is 2 of the best days I've ever had with anything in racing. You get to sit down and we had all these sports people come and talk to us about marketing and how to get yourself out there and what sponsors are looking for. We had like the Vice President of Bank of America. We had Mike Wallace come. Pat Perkins from Hendrick Motorsports. He's their head marketing guy over there. He's the one who lands all the sponsors for Jeff Gordon and Junior and all those guys. And just some really great speakers. And we got to go to that. And if anybody wants to learn a lot, that's something they do that every year. I think they're going to be having that at the Hall of Fame again this year. I think they do it every January. That is an awesome deal. And I went from not having any kind of PR. I was just racing locally. That's all I did was worry about Saturday night, dude. It was just a few weeks.
Cool.
Okay, it was crazy. It's an opportunity of a lifetime we got with Race 101. I encourage everybody to go out there and go after it because you sure won't regret it.
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing is that the local racers, the only thing they are able to do is say, okay, yeah, come on out to the track. People can see your name on the car, and and then of course if the sponsor has any wherewithal, he says, okay, what's your average finish, or if you're a back runner, then they're going to be less receptive to it because, okay, granted, everybody's watching who's running out front or unless somebody's crashing. And I hate to be, that's the straight up of what it is. People want to see somebody bouncing off a wall or bumping into each other, making it hard for somebody to pass. Being competitive without crashing the cars is good.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I like to be. I sure don't like crashing.
Yeah, bumping into each other and hopefully, somebody has the wherewithal to keep the car under the control. A bump and run going to the turns, that's always neat. Scoot them up the track and shoot underneath. But, I mean, that's what the fans want to see. And as long as the sponsor knows that you're going to be in the limelight, they're much more easier to do that. And that's sort of like, I reckon, the old school way.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you've got to bring to the sponsor, what am I going to see in return for this?
Yeah.
One thing they talk about a lot, sponsors want to see a return on investment.
They want to see. They don't, like you said, it was just for me, even, and everybody else I know that races here locally and racing with. Go, hey, you want to put your name on a race car? And the response you get a lot is, sure. How much are you going to give me? And nobody really sees the advantage of racing unless you present it right, and that's one thing they teach us about doing. And they, putting your name on a race car and not race on Saturday night, that's trash and getting the team out of people there. That's one thing, and that's just a very small amount of the exposure that they teach us that's out there. And there's free exposure. You get your Facebook followings, and you get your website up and all your multimedia things, and you go do events and goes out there and meet everybody and showcase your sponsors. And that's the kind of thing the sponsors want. They don't just want their name on the side of the car and, you get a picture in the winner's circle, put it in the paper on Sunday,
Yeah.
Like, they want the package. They want to get the most bang for their buck.
Yeah, I mean, back in the really, really old school time, it was, we'll put your name on the car. If people come down and buy and said they saw your name on our card, then you give us some money. That's the really, really old school way they used to do it. I mean, you got out there, you had to race, you had to get people to the place, and once you started finding people were going there, then the sponsors are saying, okay, great, we've been making money, we'll give you some.
Yep, and I wish it was still that easy.
Well, I tell you what, that still actually happens. I personally have seen it happen. A team got somebody that was sponsoring on their car, and of course there was still a dollar figure assigned to this. And in theory, what the sponsor wanted to do is get his name on the car, no upfront money, get some response back from the racing to where he made the money to be able to pay it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And nowadays that does not always go over well, because now with the sponsor, he has to make sure that he does everything else that's needed to make sure people know that it's even going to be out there.
Exactly.
Some people just go through and do a press release, and that's all they do, and they figure, oh great, I'm on a race car. And I'm not talking the local track, I'm talking one of the big three. For 2 months, name was on the car, out there big as daylight, and just no real follow-up by the sponsor. And he was hoping that, okay, we do this, and then bam, 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 we're going to get response out of the racing stuff, and all of a sudden we'll have a lot of business.
Yeah.
But the problem was, if he had gotten a lot of the business, he was still not prepared for it.
Yeah, I got you.
And so when you start, there's nowadays it gets so crazy now. There's so many cross deals that you can do. I don't know if Anna's gone through any of that stuff, but there's just so much cross dealing you can do. Even like with Jeff Gordon on his car, the charity.
Yeah, that's good.
There's a lot more behind that than a lot of people will think. And they're sitting there, why is a charity donating to sponsorship for the car?
Yeah, there's a lot of things around it.
I mean, and it's not really, they're not giving you the money. They have donors or people that donate to them that are donating to the racing fund to make people aware of the organization.
Exactly.
It's like, I've heard this, I'm not sure if it's true, but I'm pretty sure it is, but like Lowe's with Jimmy Johnson, I don't think Lowe's actually gives any money to Hendrick for Jimmy Johnson. They get all their money, and DuPont does it too, they get all their money from the other smaller companies, like Lowe's gets Cobalt and
Yep.
all the other products they sell, and that's how they pay. But they sit in a Lowe's and they want to drive people into Lowe's to buy those products. But Lowe's doesn't really pay for any of that.
Yep.
Done by the companies inside of Lowe's.
Yep, that's the crossovers we're talking about, and you can get very creative with them.
That's why.
You have to train. That's one thing Anna does. She preaches to us. You got to think outside the box and do something nobody else is doing, because that's how you get into it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, I hate saying that, but I mean that's really bad. I keep saying that too.
Yeah, so what are you trying to say, Red?
I just want to kick it out there. But the cross promotions, there's a lot of them I've been looking at and talking with people, and the bad part is I can't really say a whole lot because it's working with existing companies and with the existing drivers, and just trying to bring knowledge to the sponsor of what they're going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff going on there. That's the kind of thing you have to do.
You know, it's not, well, we're going to go out and race and we're going to bring the car by the shop type thing, you know. It's not like you have a transmission company, okay, yep, we're going to bring the car by, 2 times a year or once a month or during the race season or something like that. They've got to know that you're out there on the website promoting them through your website, whether it's a video, whether it's audio, whether it's simply a graphic of their site and some nice information that you put on there. There's just a whole slew of stuff that you can make that sponsor happy with.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to it. Like you're saying, there's a lot to it, and there's all kinds of things you can do and creative ways you can think of, and it's just who does it the best and who is going to give them the most bang for their buck and bring it to the table right.
There you go.
Oh,
goodness gracious!
Who's
Go ahead
that?
and finish talking. Let me see who's trying to call in there.
Phone ringing off the hook.
I guess so. Not really expected this one. So like, all right, that's kind of odd, but oh well. Yeah, I'll definitely check out the Race 101 thing myself. Like we mentioned earlier, that I've been trying to get started myself and did some stuff with the trucks, but if you don't have everything to back it up, not many people are willing to, sponsor you for it. And I'm trying to pretty much find any way that I can to, chase my dream pretty much and drive. So I'll look into whatever I can and hopefully go from there.
It's a great outlet, man. It's
Yeah.
awesome thing.
And we had them before, and I thought about it, and then things got real busy at work, and now I'm glad you brought it back up because it reminded me that I wanted to go check it out. So thank you.
Go check it out. It's a great thing.
Yeah. Oh man.
I know it's really changed my whole life around and what I want to do in racing.
Yeah.
Changed it completely. It really did. And it's crazy how all that stuff's out there. All you got to do is go get it. And that's something I never really thought of. And nobody else around down here in South Carolina was thinking of. Nobody's doing the same, just simple things that they're talking about doing. Nobody does it. And
Yeah, I got you.
and I'm wondering, they're running up front winning races all the time. They're the hero at the local track, but they don't have any sponsors on the car, and they're wondering why not. And I was the same way, and I was thinking, why not? What's wrong with these guys? What's wrong with me? Why would you not want to sponsor on a race car and get your name on a race car? We win all the time. And, winning and running up front is just a small fraction of what it takes today.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, but that is the case. So you gotta do the whole thing if you want to do it. So.
Yep.
What was that all about?
Magic man, the whole package.
Somebody that didn't know we closed 2 hours ago.
Oh, okay.
See, now we're making most of what we can with the money that we have, and we do this from my computer store.
Yes.
And we have everything set up and have lots of people that think we're open late at night. I ain't kidding you. I've sat here one night. We had, I think it was Kyle Petty was on, and it was like 9:30, 9:45 area, and we had people, of course, watching the show because he'd been on there since 7:45, and we made a mistake. Asked him what he thought of Danica Patrick at the time, and he just let go. So, but anywho, somebody called toward the end of while he was talking. I thought it was maybe one of the viewers calling in that know the numbers and would call up and make comments or something. And turned out somebody was calling and asking a computer question.
Oops.
But anywho, what can we say?
Man.
Business is business.
That's right.
And the bad part is, I said, yeah, we're open from 9 to 6. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. And they says, they don't. Maybe 1 out of 10 will say, "Oh, you're closed." I said, "Yes, that's why I said let's talk racing," and they don't even notice.
Yeah, Y'all do a great
Sneak
job.
it in there.
I hate to run here, but I've got an hour drive. I got to go be at a meeting for work. I work out with my manager and all of that. I have to get to a 9 o'clock meeting.
Uh-oh.
Not a
Hey,
problem.
we got
man.
parts placed now.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, I won't tell you what I went through with CarQuest the other day, but anywho. I ordered some outer tie rods for my car, left and right. They look it up. One part number shows up. Oh, it must be the same for both sides. So they order one of each. Gets dropped off at the place where they're going to do the work at.
It's not the
So
same.
the technician doesn't even notice it's not the right part. Puts it on there. I drive to Martinsville Friday. When I get up there, all of a sudden I realize that when I'm backing up and I turn to the right, I hear this. I'm like, oh, Christ. And what it was is that they put two lefts on there, one on the left and one on the right.
That's why you should have went to AutoZone, man. Where's that?
Wow.
But
That's
anywho, they got it fixed finally all today.
All right.
But anywho, go do your meeting. Go ahead and did you already get them thank sponsors?
No, I haven't done that yet.
Go ahead and do your run through your sponsors and give them a shout out and a thank you, and we'll let you get away from us.
We
Escape.
got 3 sponsors just on the car right now. Well, 4. We got our car builder and engine builder, very skilled Ramboy race cars. He builds, I think, the best 4-cylinder in the country. And our cars are fast and they win a lot and they're bad as a bone. Our motors are great. We got Usatini Chiropractic and Palmetto Home Renovators in Greenwood, South Carolina. And so if anybody listening around from that area, you know, Dr. Root fixing me up after I wrecked the race car and he gets me all straightened up. And we also got a new sponsor on the car, babiesbettingplus.com. They're just starting up. They're out of Australia and they're going to be selling some like customized stuff for baby cribs and things like that. And you need to go check them out. And make sure y'all go like me on Facebook. I need the fans on the Facebook page. And thank y'all for having me on. And I hope I can come back soon.
Cool.
Have a good one.
I tell you what, Facebook has gone screwy lately here. I tell you, I go to like places and pages and stuff. It keeps telling me it says I like too many things.
Well, you got to unlike one so you can like my fan page.
I've unliked over 100 different pages,
Goodness.
and it's still telling me this.
Dang.
And used to be when we go to do the event here on Facebook, you would click on it and then you could select all the people in the group and everything and
Yeah.
send out to everybody. It doesn't show select all anymore. And try to go through and invite almost 5,000 people.
Thanks already.
Oh God, I tell you.
Not happening.
I just rely on everybody passing it on everybody else, I reckon. Well, Daniel, it was nice having you on the show, and good luck on everything. Keep us informed on what's happening with you.
I will. I hope to come back and talk to y'all soon.
No problem. We'll have you on.
Hopefully we'll work right between now and then.
Yeah,
There you go.
definitely.
All right. Well, thank y'all. We'll talk to y'all later.
Oh, yeah, make sure you go to Carson Racer Magazine so you can get your stuff on there, too.
Yes.
I already did that while you were talking earlier.
There you go.
Good deal.
Good job.
All right. Thank y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. The man is good. He's listening.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. That was fun.
Yeah. That was a pretty good night, actually. Learned a lot.
There you go. CarsonRacerMagazine.com.
Yes.
Go there. Throw your stuff on there as well.
I will have to do that.
I don't know if people just don't like the new chat room or what on here. I don't know what it is.
They're
I know
busy
when we were
today.
on the Facebook chat, the thing kept cutting out every
Yeah.
10 minutes.
I don't know.
I felt bad for everybody because they kept saying they had to keep signing back in or it would take 5 minutes to sign back in. Now we got this nice little one. Just click on
This
it.
one's easy, actually. I like it. So hopefully we get more people in here and then we can actually, do whatever you want in there.
Well, I tell you what, if we
It's usually
if
entertaining,
we could
so.
ever get Tony Stewart on here, we'd probably have a couple of hundred of them in there.
Oh yeah, easily.
I'm still working on trying to get that boy.
That would be
It is.
awesome.
They're hard to get, those guys. And
You
which
have to
is-
watch with the cutout behind us too.
Yeah, I tell you. But well, it's nice that we've got a lot of the guys in the Nationwide and the truck stuff that we can get a hold of them and.
Yeah. And a lot of people like watching for that. I mean, it's one reason I enjoy doing this too. You never know who you get to talk to, and you learn a lot. You get ask them whatever they think about certain things, and give insight back.
Oh yeah, I mean, Terry Carson. I don't know. Were you here when we did the first time with him?
I don't think I was.
Oh my God, you have to go back and pull it up and listen to it on the
I
on
might
the
have
save
to do
stuff.
that.
He and the girls, they have a lot of stuff going. They've got several drivers. Go to carsonracing.com and check them out.
I will do that.
They are trying to help a lot of people. We had Boris set on that night.
Oh, yeah, that was the night I couldn't come. I forgot when something came up I couldn't come.
I still got your set head out there in the car. Matt was chicken. He wouldn't wear his. Jim wore his, and I wore one. So, anywho. So what'd you think about the racing this weekend? I know we sort of got short, got shifted around.
So I already know what I think about the trucks. The Cup, I did like it actually. There were a lot more aggressive people for whatever reason, and they made a good comment on there during the race that I totally agree with. That this Martinsville is now what Bristol used to be, and a lot of people don't like the way Bristol runs now. So they get it all. Even the driver, they get it all out. You can see they get their aggression out at Martinsville. And so it's the main place to do it now. So
yeah,
it made it a little more exciting.
There was a point I heard somebody had brought up to me about with Tony Stewart and Darian Grubb. There has been a little bit of grumbling.
I didn't hear that.
in the infrastructure there, because when he was leading in Vegas, led all the laps, and then the late call by Darian, and
I remember
that. How did we lose? And then the next race,
same thing happened, pretty much.
Same thing, and then here at Martinsville, the setup they said was just like it was totally off. Something was missing.
That's the situation, and just the fact that like he took a chance and it didn't work. I mean, normally it would have worked, and it just didn't in that situation. I mean,
which part are you talking about when he decided to jump?
The gambling. Both races where they came in.
I was talking about Martinsville. This one because he
jumped. He moved down.
Tony got snagged on jumping the start too soon.
I hate to say it, but in a way that they should know that now, not to do that. Regardless, they get suggested to do it by anybody.
Tony, stick out your hand, smack that bad boy.
David Reagan did it. He lost to 500. So I mean, that right there should have told everybody don't do that. But.
Oh yeah, it's not like I know for myself. I know about it.
It happened like 3 times the last Sunday. Yeah. 3 different times. I can't remember who all it happened to, but it was veteran drivers doing it, and you just didn't. I didn't know it was a new rule until Daytona. It was a fairly new rule, not brand new. The can't switch lanes, because now you can't even pass to the right anymore. You have to stay in your lane until you cross the finish line.
Right. Normally it was you couldn't drop down to the left.
Yeah.
And try to pass before the thing.
Yeah. But you can go to the right still. Now you can't. You have to hold your line. So I didn't fully understand that rule until this weekend.
Well, now there's a couple of things about that. Think about it. Mm-hmm. How often does somebody either not get on the gas soon enough, or they spin their tires, and then all of a sudden you've got a small cluster?
Certain scenarios you have to avoid damaging the car or causing a wreck. But
I mean. If the track's wide enough, and if somebody doesn't, kick out, shoot around. It can be considered a safety issue then. Yeah,
definitely. I'm trying to remember what series it was. It was I just went blank on it, but I thought it was a really good idea. I was watching something on TV at another different series. They actually got rid of a lot of the rules. And it made it so much more exciting and competitive, and it wasn't unsafe or anything. And
I
was like, it's actually a really good idea, and I don't know why others don't do it. But it's a good philosophy. They're afraid to remove them, but because they're already there.
Yeah.
It'll probably work better with changing them back how they were, just kind of letting it more freedom do your thing.
I mean, I've seen tracks, and we're talking about Saturday Night Racing now, is that sometimes you'll see a division, they'll say, okay, you can soak your tires or you cannot soak your tires. Take your choice. And if you're racing in that division and you're not soaking your tires, automatically you're going to be backing up. So if the track's smart, sell them the tire softener.
Exactly. Make a little money off
it. Hey, that's what they do with the tires.
Everybody wins.
I mean, in the Enduro series at Langley, it used to be you would go out and look for the 6-ply tires that the state troopers used.
Yep.
And you would run those things because those suckers would run forever. And now it's,
You can't do that.
it used to be you could order tires in, but now you got to get them straight from the track. And from what I understand now, tracks are now selling you your numbers. Used to be you went in, you signed up for a number.
First come, first serve.
And that was it.
Well,
and I'm not going to go any further on that than what I said.
That's fine.
But,
I did not know that. But
yeah. There's lots of stuff. I mean, granted, I understand that everybody's having financial issues. Whether it's the tracks, whether it's the drivers, the crews, teams, whatever. And it's going to funnel down to somebody somewhere.
Exactly.
And the nice part is most of the places are keeping their prices the same for admission, which is good.
Yes. I was thinking, that's one good thing I noticed about NASCAR stepping in last year and making all the tracks lower their prices. That helped a lot, I think, with people at least going.
Didn't work in the hotels though.
Well, that's a different story. That's why you camp.
I went to Martinsville. I went online. I said, "All right, let me see what they got." And I priced all the way out to South Boston.
Yeah.
Away from there, which is a mile, an hour trip, and went there and said, "Okay, trying to find places, $150 to $200 a night." But you know what you do?
Get a tent.
Well, I mean, I used Microsoft Streets and Trips that I got at PC Doctors on King Street, right here. Anyway, and you can go into an area and click on a thing and say within 10 miles, show me all the hotels.
Nice.
You don't have to, on these things like Kayak or any of the other places. All those guys. Don't mention it too loud because they're not paying for anything.
That's okay.
And they had really crappy deals. But anyway, I went on there and I went for the smaller hotels. I actually found like a Days Inn that was $50 a night. I found another hotel that was about another 5 miles down the road and it was $40 a night.
I think it works.
The only difference was the Days Inn had the breakfast thrown in, so I could. That's all right.
You can't pass that up.
I go down.
Yeah. I would have gone, but we got back Friday afternoon and just getting settled in. I didn't think Martinsville until Saturday. I was like, oh. Then I saw you were there. I was like, well, crap. I could have gone.
Should have. Was it my cousin? He came up there Sunday. He actually got there before I did. But we had a good time. Shout out to Trevor Bain. We went out Friday night to go to he had an autograph signing thing. It was supposed to be from 7 to 9.
Yeah.
It went from 7 to plus midnight.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I was there the whole time because we were going to do a little video thing.
That's good though on him to not leave. I mean, he's enjoying it, so he's taking advantage of everything. Making everybody happy.
Part of some interviews that was done with him partway through, probably about 8 o'clock. And you can tell the difference between that one and the one that I did after midnight. How dragged he was by the time. I mean, and it was nice. The Wood brothers stuck around. The crew people he had doing autographs. Everybody stuck around.
That's good.
I mean, at 9 o'clock they didn't let anybody else come in up the drive.
When they finished what they had.
And they finished. Everybody that was there already parked in the lines and everything. Good. Somebody told me it was like over 4,000 people.
I believe it. He's popular right now already.
Oh, God, yes. I talked to him. He said, you know how many times I've slept at home since Daytona 500? 2 times.
Wow.
2 times. I talked to his dad that night. Next day, I ran into his dad, and I said, well, what time did Trevor get into bed? He said, oh, about 1:30. I made it about 2. So it was good. I just hate to see that they got a hole in doggone radiator
Oh yeah, that
in
was
the race. I mean,
so he was doing pretty good too.
Yep. Lori Banks, one of the people that's been on our show, ran into her out there, and she and I talked with Leonard, and she went off did some stuff. I had a good chat with Leonard for a good 30 minutes.
That's awesome.
And a lot of neat stuff to learn from the, I hate to say older generation, because I'm considered older generation.
Well, yeah.
From the diehards, I reckon you would call it.
There you go.
You know, and
the founders of the sport.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of information and talked about a lot of stuff that you had to do at Martinsville, how to drive the track and everything. You know,
I took advice from similar. Whenever I did that test, I took one of my dad's good friends' advice. He told me how to go around Hickory, and it worked perfectly.
Cool.
Take what you can get.
But the bad part also, Brian Keselowski. I was supposed to go over and talk with him and do some stuff with him. And here I am Saturday looking for the doggone hauler all over the place. Now, where in the world is it? You know, finally I get a hold of the PR person and say, "Where are you at?" "In North Carolina." Oh crap! Yeah, we crashed out Friday night. So I missed getting a chance to sit there and have some fun.
Said he'll be there at Richmond though, so hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can make that.
I'll just have to, because we're only going to get nationwide passes for Richmond, I think.
Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be there.
You're going to putz out again?
No, I'm getting sent to Florida.
Oh, jeez.
I found out yesterday, so
I
was like, oh crap.
I reckon you ain't going to meet Eric then.
Yeah, I was going to mention that earlier. I'll just mention it later.
Oh, well. Sucks to be you.
It really does.
You better get that doggone Navy straightened out. I got something to show you, the CB stuff too.
Okay.
After we're done. Well, let's go ahead and get out of here.
All right.
I know you're hungry. I'm hungry.
I have to mention though before we get out of here that Kyle Busch is leading the points.
How'd you like that sweet Kevin Harvick pass? I tell you.
The what? Oh yeah.
I tell you, that was cool.
2 weeks in a row. It's the same, baby.
I still want my point system to be in place. A point
just
for
every lap you
lead. Yes. You'll get your butt out there and you'll lead, or you'll fight to get out there and lead.
I've noticed, like, at least the last 20 laps at least are a lot more aggressive. Like, I don't like knocking tracks, but I don't like California or Auto Club Speedway. To me, it's not an exciting race to just, they're passing, they're 3 or 4 wide, but they're way away from each other. They're not even close at all.
Yeah.
It's cool to watch, but once they get spread out, it's just okay. But when it came down to the end, they were dueling it out, 3 cars. That was exciting. It's because they were actually trying. They were trying for that win to get that extra point or the extra points for the championship.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to also shout out to South Boston. Went out there Saturday night. Met up with Frank Denny and Jeb Hunt. They were both running out there in the late model. Natalie Sather was out there running in the late model. Natalie, oh my God, she was fit to be tied Saturday night. This one Yahoo, and I'm not going to say names.
Yeah.
Rodney Cook.
Oops, what was that?
Anyway, he apparently didn't like her for some reason.
Huh.
Every time I saw anything, she was passing him clean, and he basically put her in the wall. One of the times. It wasn't a hard get into the wall thing, but it was under caution even.
Oh, wow.
You know, because he had spun her out. She went up beside him, and did some hand gestures. Not the "you're my favorite one" or anything like that, but what the heck are you doing? And so he got a wild hair up his butt and ran her front left corner into the inside wall.
Huh. I ain't seen that, but
and then and they did. It was twin 75s they ran, and then later that night, she had a spin out and had to go to the back. She actually went to the back 3 times.
And came back up.
And kept coming back up through everybody.
Just imagine that she'd have to come back up.
Really? Oh, yeah. And
but that says a lot. You can keep doing that, though. So.
Yeah. I mean, she went under the guy coming out of 2 and went down the back stretch. I watched the whole way. She didn't do nothing. Going into 3, he crossed under, dove in, and
Took her out.
Took her out again, and the first race, her and the other guy both got black flagged.
It might be something personal off the track. So.
Well, I talked with her about it.
And it's nothing?
No, she just didn't know what it was. But the second race, he got black flagged and pulled off the track after that one. But once again, she's back to back. She was just definitely fit to be tied that night. But she was a good trooper. She went on out and did some stuff. After the end of the race, she went up and visited with the head official because she wanted to fuss about it, which I would do too. Been there, done that. And Frank Denny, he was running pretty good too. He got into a little skirmish on one of the things that were happening. He was up in second place behind Philip Morris. So
good. We have to.
Jed Burton, he had a little problem.
Yeah, he's had a rough year. He's running good, but
he didn't even get. I don't even think he got to qualify because when I got there, they were getting ready to load his car up on there because the rear end was.
Ooh.
He'd caught the driver's side.
Yeah, that's never good.
In the wall, and bent one of the rims, and looks like the rear end was shoved over by about 2 inches, and. So Ward Burton and the Go boys went ahead and straightened out the best they could and went to load it up and take it on home. So sorry he didn't get to run.
Yeah, that's a shame. So he'll be back.
Ran into who else I run into? Bugs Harefield. I hadn't seen him in a long time.
I don't know that.
I know.
I don't know that name, but
he used to be down at Langley all the time racing. But
unfortunately, I don't know that name.
What can I say?
I haven't been around that long here.
Everybody, we had a good night. Enjoyed our friends and guests and everything else, and hopefully y'all enjoyed watching.
If you're in the area, come out to Langley opening night Saturday night. I will definitely be there, and we'll have a big group from what I understand. So we got the late models running 100 laps, modifieds running 50, Super Street running 40, trucks running 25, Legends 25, and U-Cars 25. So be a busy night.
Cool. I'd like to thank everybody once again, and we'll see ya next week.
Good night.
Da, 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 da.